celebrate our dear friend Antonietta. Now, Antonietta, there was a running joke every time I introduced her at Follies that I couldn't remember her second name. And I just went through every pasta I could think of. Antonietta ravioli, Antonietta linguine, Antonietta, all of them. I'm going to get it right now. Antonietta Corvinelli. And here is Beth Adivato and friends of Antonietta. Thank you.
Janine, you should do this for me, but...
Do I need to fix it?
Well, you have crutches, so...
What do you need?
No, I'm going to try to do it myself.
I'm very proud of you, Beth.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry,
It's going well so far.
It really is. Wow. Okay, all right, that's perfect. Okay, good evening and welcome to the Celebrating Antonietta Spotlight. Thank you all for being a part of this night. Many of us in this room came to know Antonietta because of our mutual love for musical theater. I happened to think she was weird the first day that I met her. I did, and I told her that, and you know what? She thought it was really funny, because that's how she is, because she's really straight. So it was 9 years ago that I, along with Sue O'Doherty and Flori Carlino, first met Antonietta, or we sometimes call her Cookie, in Martha Bernard's class, and Martha's here tonight, and we're so happy to see her, at HB Studio. So many of us met each other at HB Studio, and it has been an incredible home for all of us. And it was a home. I know, you were supposed to be the one falling apart, not me. And it was a home for Antonietta. Then many of us enrolled also in Lorraine Sarabian's class, and there are the Lorraine Sarabian people over there. And again, we all performed with her, and tonight Rich is going to sing a song that Antonietta sang in one of our end-of-term performances. And all of you who have discovered Follies from a different path in HB Studio, you probably do know Antonietta because she and Kenneth performed a spotlight.
A brilliant spotlight.
A brilliant spotlight. And then one night when Polly was out of town, and Janine and I filled in for Polly, and it was a disaster. Savannah, you were there.
It wasn't a disaster.
It was, though.
Oh, it really was. No, it really was. But also, Antonietta and Kenneth were there. And wait, John Champion, you were there too. Thank you so much.
He's always champion.
So I know that many of you loved her greatly. She was, I don't even know how to describe her. She was someone who was always upbeat, always full of love, always full of energy, but not a pushover, never a pushover, and just an incredible person. So I'd like to turn this over now to Kenneth, her life partner, and he's going to say a few words before he starts off the singing portion of the spot.
Before we get started, I just want to say to how was this done? So to everyone who supported us in these most difficult of times, to everyone who continues to reach out, and those of you who are here with us tonight, in body as well as in spirit, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much. So Antonietta had a lot of nicknames. Cookie being one of them, or Dr. Cookie. What's another one? Melix, right? If any of you have ever had a meal with Antonietta, and there's really no delicate way of saying this, as much of her dinner would end up on the table and on her clothes as actually went into her mouth. So, and you know, that's part of why we love her. But Malik's is like an Italian slang for crumbs. And that's how she got the nickname Malik's. Some of her friends at college gave her that nickname. Another nickname that the one that I used to call her was Baby Bear. And the story behind that one is she used to tease her father and she called him Papa Bear. Well then if her father was Papa Bear, then obviously the mother we called Mama Bear, and then she was Baby Bear. And I guess by the process of elimination that would make me Goldilocks. Yeah, couldn't you see me selling purple mattresses? At any rate, it's really easy these days to feel cheated. She had a lot of plans, but instead of focusing on that, I try to think about what we did have, which was 6 years together, and a love that I don't think a lot of people get. And I'm really appreciative of that. And so when I was going through her music, trying to find something for tonight, I think I picked a song that I think will reflect that.
Okay,
So you're going to get backstory.
So yeah, the backstory here. Janine and I performed this a few years ago at our spotlight that we had in Follies, the first night Joey Jills joined us. And we did an irreverent version of this song. This year, rendition of it. And it's very heartfelt. And it may not be that great today, but please bear with us because this is for Antonietta.
time. When we give you sorrow, you'll meet another quite tomorrow. One of your own kind, stick to your own kind. The boy who kills cannot love, the boy who kills has no heart, and he's the boy who gets your love and gets your heart. Very smart, Maria, very smart. A boy like that, it's one thing only. And when he's done, he'll leave you lonely. He murdered your love, he'll murder mine. Here we are. Just wait and see. Just wait, Maria. Just wait and see. No one needs your love. Don't need your love. Is it true? Not for me. True for you, not for me. I hear your words, and in my head, I know there's stars. But my heart, please, my heart. There's no wrong. You should know better. You were in love, or so you said. You should know better. I have a love, and it's all that I have. When you're wrong, what else can I do? I love him, I'm his, and everything he is, I am too. I have a love, and it's all that I need. When you're wrong, what please me
So as Beth said, Antonietta sang this song in class, and of course she killed it. She used props and furniture, and she had that special little thing that she provided in all of her performances, which was that little thing that she had. I don't have that, so you're not getting that. There are worse things I could do than go with a boy or two. Even though the neighborhood thinks I'm trashy and no good, I suppose it could be true. But there are worse things I could do. I could flirt with all the guys, smile at them and bat my eyes. So I press against them when we dance, make them think they stand a chance, then refuse to see it through. That's a thing I never do. I could stay home every night, wait around for Mr. Right, take cold showers every day, and throw my life away on a fake dream that won't come true. I could hurt someone like me out of spite or jealousy. I don't steal and I don't lie, but I can feel and I can cry, a fact I'll bet you never knew. But to cry in front of you, that's the worst thing I could do.
So before our next song, I just wanted to ask if there was anybody out in our audience tonight who wanted to either sing a song for Antonietta or maybe say a few words. It doesn't have to be pithy.
Yes, it does.
But maybe just heartfelt.
Oh, here we go.
Janet.
Hi. I didn't know Antonietta that well, but I fell in love with her the first time I met her. And when I recently saw her in Shirley Valentine, I went over to her and I hugged her. And I have to say that I go to a lot of theater. And I really felt like it was the best show I had ever seen. And she was the best actress I had ever seen. And it felt so amazing. And she was just so full of life. And so, she was just joy. She was pure joy. And I think everybody who met her felt that way. So I just want to say I'm really happy to be here to just whatever we're doing here and just be here for her and for Kenneth, who is a wonderful person. Thank you.
Hi. I took scene study with Antonietta, and I fell in love with her the second I met her. I was like, my first thought was, who is this teeny tiny woman? And then she puts together an entire kitchen for herself. I mean, it was so detailed. And I'm just sitting there watching, thinking, okay. And then she was really good. And it was Shirley Valentine. And every week she came in and did more. And I was blown away at the ability, because she was working on her own. You know, I don't know about you guys, but you know, when you're working, it's like, you know, yeah, when you're on your own, okay, I'll get to it. But she was working. And one day I said to her, you have to do this. you have to produce this. I will help you produce it. I will be your stage manager. You have to do this. And she did. And every day in rehearsal, I've heard her every day. She moved me. I knew this script inside and out, and every day she would move me. And I'm an asshole. You can't move me. I'm so judgmental, it's not even funny, and she's moving me every single day. And she just got better and better and better. And Carol Rosenfeld was directing her, and she's giving her something. And you know, it's like I'm thinking I'm so established and you know, accomplished as an actor, and I'm feeling like I'm learning from this woman who is a joy to be around. And she just, you know, being there she always made me feel special. That's it.
Is there anyone else who wanted to come up? Rich.
Mine's quick. Anybody who knew Antonietta knew that she was always smiling. I really, except for this one occasion, this one exception, I can't remember a time when she wasn't smiling. She was always happy, full of life, bubbly. But one time, in Lorraine Sarabian's class, when we were all in class together, I was the key student, and we were setting up the room. Class hadn't started yet, and I had a situation with another student, and I was chewing them out, and it was a very tense, very uncomfortable situation. And to this day, I remember Antonietta's face. It was because it was the one departure. She looked so uncomfortable, but she was still trying to smile. It was like that. And that's when I remember. I love it. So that was the one time Antonietta didn't smile.
Well, sometimes she wouldn't smile if you kept her from her food. I'm not even exaggerating, am I? No, that girl could eat. I don't know where it all fit, but that girl could eat. Does anyone else want to come up?
I was very lucky, and I got to work with Antonietta in HD, and I think I watched the two of you guys fall in love through the Shakespeare, whatever it was called, in the HD studio. And what I remember about Antonietta, every single time, I mean, everybody said it, she was so warm and inviting, and you immediately were friends with her. You couldn't help but become friends with her. There was something so unbelievably irresistible about her. And she was a true force of nature. She was a little dynamo, and you could never, ever underestimate her. And I don't know if it was just being Italian, being Canadian, being a nurse. No, I mean, it was the perfect, I guess, the holy trinity of kindness. And you knew if you ever needed anything, she would drop whatever she was doing and come and help you. And if you needed advice or you just needed a hug, she was always, always there. And it was such a pleasure to know her and to see her impact on everyone's lives and spending holidays with her and seeing her with you and watching how you grew together. It was one of the most spectacular things that I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing. So thank you for sharing that with us now.
So, anyone else? Ryan? I mean, Ryan Cahill.
Oh, don't. Please.
Ryan Cahill. Yes, it's another Lorraine Sarabian inside story.
You never said my name right.
She never said her name right once. But she made it really fancy. Ryan Cahill.
Yes, yes. She painted me a starlet. Antonietta was impossible. I say that in the meaning that I could not believe she was real most of the time. Because she was so talented and so creative, and she had a unique quality to her just as a person. Forget her performing, which is unbelievably beautiful, but just as a person. And I think we all have said the same thing. I fell in love with her immediately. And I can't imagine anyone that would meet her that wouldn't love her instantly, because she loved everyone. She loved people she hadn't met. Otherwise, how could she be so warm when she spoke to everyone? I'm going to be singing with Sue and Beth, and I have big shoes to fill that I can't fill, because there will never be. There will never be another her. And there shouldn't be. Because she was special. And she was perfect. That's all I wanted to say.
I'm really not good at this. I'm dreadfully bad at this.
Everybody speaks of how extraordinary she was, and she was. But nobody speaks of where she comes from. She came from this extraordinarily strong family with extraordinarily strong women. Her mother was one of the strongest women I have ever known. She carried the entire family on her back. And that's where Antonietta got the strength to deal with what she dealt with for 3 years with courage. And although I'm sitting with 2 of the most amazing men I've ever had in my life, including my husband, they are the 2 shamans who helped her through this, and who held her hand and walked her all the way.
If there's anyone else? I think Sue and Ryan, I think we're gonna perform.
Yay!
Well, yeah.
I met Antonietta when she came to audit Martha Bernard's class. And a lot of people I've spoken to remember her as this amazing, glamorous, graceful person, which is accurate. But the first time I saw her, there was a rainstorm outside. And the person I saw was this soggy little person with a lot of frizzy hair, and those green wellies she used to wear whenever it rained. And she looked totally nondescript, and she got up for her turn to sing, and sang A Kiss to Build a Dream Of. And within 30 seconds, we were all transported into a nightclub with this amazing singer with a flower in her hair and, whatever. I've never experienced anything like that. I am not an outgoing person. And especially then, I was very insecure about my singing ability. And I know this was one of the songs that we hoped someone would sing. I put a spell on you. She put a spell on us. And on me, to the point where I ran up to her after class and said, and I don't know how this came out. If you end up taking this class, we should get Beth, and who I had also just met, and sing a trio. And she said, I will, and let's do it. And that led to these amazing adventures, including a wild vacation in Maine with Beth and Florrie. And thanks to John Bowen, singing the song we're about to sing at Cafe de Gloire. I don't know how it all happened. It's not me. It's all her. Crazy.
Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know that I am there. Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know. If darkness comes upon you and covers you with fear and shame, be still and know that I'm with you, and I will say your name. If terror falls upon your bed and sleep no longer comes, remember all the words I said. Be still and know. When you go through the valley and shadow comes down from the hill, if morning never comes to be, be still, be still, be still. If you forget the way to go, or lose where you came from, if no one's standing beside you, be still and know I am. Be still and know that I'm you. Be still and know I am. Antonietta wrote her own epitaph, and it says, I've used my life and I've had enough fun. And if she were here with us tonight, she would want to remind each and every one of you to make sure you can say the same thing when you get to the end of yours. Don't waste your time on people that aren't going to back you up, on things that aren't going to back you up, on activities that aren't going to get you to where you want to go. Just don't waste your time. And so after that, we need a palate cleanser. So I'm going to sing another song. I'm going to sing a song. And you're going to know the words, so you're welcome to join along with you. It's a song that opens Shirley Valentine at the very beginning. So if you'd love to, please sing along with me. Let's get some happiness back in here. I could fly beneath the wing of a bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. The shaving razor is cold and it's thanks again, everyone, for coming out tonight. And, sweetie, wherever you are, I hope you're having a good time. We love you.
Well, that was just beautiful. Thank you, everybody. In the spirit of keeping the night going, we're going to continue with open mic. If you would like to sing something and you haven't signed up, please do. We're here. You can sing anything you like. Let's continue a joyous evening for Antonietta. And if I might move to second songs for people if there's a chance for that. Everybody okay? It's beautiful, right? Kenneth, you're a brave and wonderful man. You gotta give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. You gotta laugh a little, cry a little, until the clouds roll by a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. As long as there's the two of us, we've got the world and all its charms from John. But when the world is through with us, we've got each other's arms. You've gotta win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. That's the story of, that's the glory of love.
I just really came here to pay tribute to Antonietta. I don't know, it's probably a little late. I don't know how many people here still know that we were all gathered. Okay, hopefully some people are. Antonietta was in a show that I wrote called Urban Mom Fair. It was in the New York Fringe Festival. It was in the New York Fringe in 2014. We won a Best Musical Award. It was a pretty big hit. And everyone in that cast and the team really contributed to the success of the show, including Antonietta, of course. And actually, when my director and co-book writer and I were looking for cast members, Ethan Kemper is the one who introduced me to Antonietta. Ethan and I were in the BMI Musical Workshop together, and I was like, I really need someone versatile and play a whole bunch of parts, because we had three principals, and then we had three. It was an all-women show about motherhood on the Upper East Side, and and so anyway, then we had three women in the cast who were going to rotate to the ensemble and play a whole bunch of characters and sing, and it was like, you have to meet Antonietta. So we didn't have regular auditions, so Antonietta came to my director's apartment in the Village, and was wonderful. And actually, my director, she's in London right now, but she emailed me because she was sorry she couldn't be here. And Alice had a couple of things to say, which I thought were really well written. Because she felt Antonietta was very brave to come and audition for us in this tiny apartment, no accompaniment. She came in, and it was a sweltering day, and she stood there in my living room, and this is Alice, in front of two people she had never met. My dog running around, no piano accompaniment. She joyfully and graciously blew us away. She did. That moment was vintage Antonietta. She met us that way, continued with that heart, generosity of spirit, and a can-do attitude all throughout our working together and in the swing pleasure. I'll never ever forget that. So that was from Alice. I echo those words. She played a whole, she was like, you know, an Upper East Side mom. She played Juana the housekeeper, and she was hysterical in that. And she only had to give one look, and everybody was cracking up. She just knew exactly how to land everything. And just was a wonderful cast member, and was always, you know, a wonderful person, nice, kind to everybody, and she was a joy to work with. And I didn't even know she was sick, honestly, because, you know, the show had ended its run a couple years ago, and we were trying to bring it back. We still are, but as anyone knows, in musical theater, it takes 1,000 years to bring a show anywhere. So I was just so saddened and shocked to hear about passing, and she will be sorely missed. And, you know, especially now that we're thinking of regrouping and doing the show again. All my cast members send their love, and I just want to say she was a wonderful person and spirit and talent. So thank you for listening. I just want to thank you for coming, because I was trying to find you for the past couple of weeks, and because Janine and I went to see the show, I know a lot of us went to see Urban Fair, and it was really great and a wonderful, clever show, and it was so great to see her in that show, and I'm really glad you're here. And come back and sing songs.
Yeah, and that's something.
I mean, I'm not the boss of these guys, but
You have a diagram.
Polly walked over there, so right now I kind of am the boss.
It becomes some vein, it's called Follies. Several people suggested it. Richard Allen, you, Janine. It used to be my friend Sophie, and she asked me if I was hosting open mic. I didn't know. Anyway, I've been toasted, and I just felt that the ending of the evening was always a bit kind of like, now we're done. So I love the idea of community singing. So we started what's called a community song, where everybody joins in. And Kenneth has chosen this for Antonietta, so I'm going to pass you over to them, and everyone better join in. What if you don't? Ladies and gentlemen, Kenneth and Beth.
But wait, just one little word about this. And I think Flora can back me up on this. Antonietta had an unbelievably weird love for this song, right? Like, absolutely. I mean, it was out of control. We were singing at Cafe Iguana, and we had 2 songs to sing, and they were like, oh, our group was called Dave Likes Big Legs. It's true. And by the way, she made it up, and I don't know why. But she kept saying,
I've yet to find out who this Dave is.
Oh, I know who Dave is.
And I want to know.
Yeah. But anyway,
what is this thing about legs?
it has to do with.
Never mind.
Okay. Wait, come on. Anyway, so I just have to say that even though "It's Raining Men" was a song that she was incredibly obsessed with, beyond any kind of normal comprehension, there's only one man for that woman, and that is Mr. Kenneth.
Yeah,
Or is it Scott Kenneth Thompson? Anyway, you know who you are.
That's another story.
That's a whole other story. So just so we all know, we're skipping the first part where it says, "Hi, we're your weather girls."
Oh, come on! What do you mean?
No, skip it. Blame that on John Bowen.
We all have homes to get to.
We do. Okay. Here we go, everybody. Grab your sheet music.
Get ready, you lonely girls, and leave those umbrellas at home.
The streets, the place to go. Yes, we did. Remember they asked us if we were a girl group?
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you to all of Antonietta's friends for a beautiful tribute. Thank you to Beth for organising that section of it, all your hard work. Thank you to Kenneth, we love you and I'm so glad that we were able to do this. Thank you to John Boyle on the piano, all our regular open micers. Thank you to everyone here at Margarita Saloon, Anna behind the bar, Diana, and all the bus boys. Please attend them well. You're welcome to stay and drink and chat and just enjoy life. We're finished with the singing, but that doesn't mean you have to leave. Anyone who would like to donate to the tip jar, that is also very welcome. Hi Anna, well done. Good night and God bless and